I certainly remember the Cuban Missile Crisis. I remember 50 years ago, a few days from now, October 1962, and what that felt like, the feeling that the world really could end like tomorrow morning. And I think that period is not really yet the 60s as we think of it. It's not the 60s of peace and love and flowers in your hair and sexual revolution. But it's not really anymore the 50s of we have survived the Second World War and we will build our nests and have life at any cost. It's a transition period. So to make a film about a transition, about things breaking down but not yet built up in an intimate setting and set that against what was happening globally felt to me a rich premise for feeling and showing the interconnectedness of the intimate world and the wider world. I kind of think all films are personal and all stories are personal, and if they're not, there's something wrong. But of course this was set in the period before the personal was political, existed as an idea even. But like any writer, I scavenged mercilessly in my own life, my own memories, my friends' memories, and most of all in my imagination in order to write it, but with an intention of being as personal and as raw and as intimate as I could dare to be, to explore what was at the core of the story. Everything is shot quite naturalistically and very directly, mostly handheld. And in the collaboration with Robbie, who's a wonderful cinematographer to collaborate with, we did a lot of work on the visual language before shooting. So I built up a big Bible of cinematographic and photographic references and did a lot of drawings, actually. But then gave him the space to be free and intimate with what he was seeing and to follow his eye and to follow his instinct. And we had one principle and one principle only, which was that Ginger was the axis of every scene and that we were seeing every event through her eyes. We were either looking at her or seeing or feeling what she was seeing or feeling. So that gave us a guiding principle, a very simple and straightforward one. I set out to, above all with this film, more than any other film that I've ever made, I said again and again and again to the heads of department before we started shooting, my priority is the performances, my priority is the actors. And so I tried to give everything I knew, with every fibre of my body, to these incredible collaborators. And I loved working with these superb actors. And I felt that they all managed to achieve a kind of nakedness through the process. I guess sort of male buddy movies are more familiar than girls, and what I found when I was writing it was that it felt like I was stepping into uncharted territory to some degree, but I mean I didn't do it because of that. But girls' friendships, I think, often are trivialized or somehow not shown quite right. And once I got into it, I was terribly keen to evoke the grand passion, actually, of teenage friendships. The first big relationship that many girls form outside of their immediate family, and the scope of the kind of ideas that girls explore together in ways that only girls can.